Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? It's your girl and Miss Angela Marshall here on the World. Oh my gosh, Women's Leadership Forum Network. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's just been a day. That's all I can tell y'all. You know, with them W's, you know how I can get with the W's. But it is such a joy to be here on the Women's Leadership Forum. I want you to tune in. Please share the show right now. We're going to have a great show on this afternoon, and it's going to be about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is big in my world. And so I am glad to have here on the show with me Miss Chloe Johnson. She is a part of the Women's Leadership Forum. She's actually the one that helps us stay together here on the Leadership Forum. And so we're just glad to have her a part of the show. And today we want to acknowledge Ms. Colette Coakley. She is the spearheader, the leader, the founder, the guidance of all of this, which is the Women's Leadership Forum. And we want to thank her for these opportunities that she gives each and every one of us women on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on this network. We are grateful for what you do in the community as well as what you're doing for women as a whole. And so we want to thank you once again for what you're doing with the women here in the world, because we're not going to just say in Baltimore anymore, because it was just seeming like it was in Baltimore, but you got women around the world who are now following the Women's Leadership Forum, in which if you are not a part of it, you just want to go to forward WLF, oh, it's right here, .org, and sign up, get your information, get your, emails and all that kind of stuff on all the good new things that are coming up with the Women's Leadership Forum, as we do have some new projects that are happening and things that are coming up in the next month or so. And Miss Chloe going to give you probably a little bit about that today, because we do have a few things that are coming up and we want you to be a part of it, because we want to continue to enlighten and share with our women and take our women to the next level as we are growing. Women are doing some wonderful and powerful things, and I am grateful to be a woman. I am grateful to be a woman. I mean, I ain't knocking what those do and other men do, but I'm just saying I'm glad to be a woman, and that's all I can say. So good afternoon, Miss Chloe Johnson. How are you today?
Feeling good. Thank you for having me today, Angela. we could
Awesome,
not
awesome.
feels like it's both of us. It's a nice conversation today about entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Entrepreneurship is big with me, Chloe. I myself has been an entrepreneur for a long time. My first business was a hair salon, and had my own hair salon for 20 some years, and still in the business, but don't have my own salon. I'm actually working in someone's salon, my girlfriend's salon, who actually worked in my salon back in the day. So, you just ever evolve in it, but I'm glad to be still an entrepreneur. Having the radio station has been wonderful, and it's a radio network. So we're not just doing radio, but we also do virtual platforms and things of this nature, as we are here doing on the Women's Leadership Forum platform. And so we do the same thing. We have virtual, but we're actually a part of a radio station where you listen to music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so we're going to do some new changes, we're going to do some different upgrades. And we did win an award this weekend. We want to thank God for the opportunity with the Spin Awards. If you've never heard about the Spin Awards, go to spinawards.com, go to Spin Awards on Facebook and all that good stuff, and you can see all the winners. You can go to my page. I have a list of all the winners this weekend. But I was a wild card, y'all, and I'm grateful. I won as the wild card. And so when you're up against some heavy hitters, Chloe, I was like, oh God, oh my God. Like, okay, if I'm just in the room, I was happy just to be in the room. So I ended up actually winning the award. It was at the end of the show. So I do have the video on my page. So if you want to go and check it out, please feel free to go check it out. You will definitely be happy to know that it was so many great radio hosts, radio station owners, all of that. And so it's just wonderful. I'm enjoying owning the radio station. And we're going to have some new things coming up in 2022. We're going to do some things before 2021 ends, but we're going to do some greater things in 2022. So I hope you stay tuned. You can always listen to the radio all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some great, great music. You will get a variety. When I say a variety, a variety. So, you might get a little hip hop gospel. You're going to get a little bit of jazz. You're going to get a little bit of R&B. You're going to get a little bit of church. Yeah, you're going to get that gospel music. Yeah, you're going to get that gospel music. But you're going to enjoy yourself. And so you can go to worldwideflavanetwork.com and you can just click and listen. You ain't got to turn no stations, no knobs, no nothing. Just worldwideflavanetwork.com. And so I want to talk to you about entrepreneurship. Go ahead.
I've got a question for you as far as radio station. I know that you talked about your journey in entrepreneurship and your business, but what inspired you to go into at least radio, owning your own radio station and being heard?
Honestly, wow, Chloe. Honestly, I never thought about being a radio station owner. Never. I actually wanted to do radio long before I wanted to be a hairdresser. Well, I can't say long before. I wanted to do radio, but I was so scared. I was really introverted. And so I used to be in the bedroom when 88.9 Gospel Grace started. Um, I used to be in the bedroom with the moose can of moose. And this is Angela Marshall on 88.9. And I used to do that when I was a kid. And I'll never forget one Sunday, Chloe, my mother was like, I'm an 88.9 you. If you'll come on, let's get to church. And I just, but I always wanted to be in radio. But because I was very introverted and shy, I just didn't want to speak in public. I didn't want people to see me. And then when I finally got it in me and said, I'm going to do this thing, my girlfriend said, well, Angela, it's a different world. Radio not like it was when I started. She was in radio. She said, radio is not like it was when I started. Radio became visual. She said, and I know you don't like to be seen talking. And I was like, no. She said, and that's why you're going to have to get on Facebook. You're going to build an audience. You have to build people. And that's what I did first. And then the opportunity came for me to share, be a co-host with some gentlemen. I ended up being co-host with them for a period of time. And next thing I know, not even 3 months in doing radio, I was asked to do my own gospel show. And that's how Baltimore Flava Gospel came along. And so we did Baltimore Flava Gospel. And then next thing you know, a couple months later, it was like, let's do a radio station, an online radio station. I was like, huh? Like that wasn't even in my thoughts. Like I was just happy to do the radio shows. And then God just blessed it, and transition happened, moving happened, this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, we got a whole studio and we got a radio station. So it was just phenomenal. But I've always wanted to do radio, TV. I never forget the first time I met Oprah Winfrey in Ricestown Road Plaza. She was not big like she was on Channel 13 then. She was still in Channel 13. And when I met her, I was dancing, and she came to the place to get stockings. We used to buy our stockings all at the same place. And I met her for the first time. And I mean, I was a little girl, and I was just like standing, I was like just shaking, just so happy to actually like touch her and see her. And, back then we didn't have cameras and big things so it was like, I just have to remember that big afro. The one time she just hugged me around my shoulder. She just didn't know how much I was inspired by her. But I was so shy. I just did not want to talk in front of people. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel I spoke well. And so I was very, very shy, very shy.
I want to get back to this because I want to know how you overcame that. But speaking about opportunities and blessings and having the chance to then show your skills, we got someone in the comments who wanted to know, how could they potentially become a guest on your show?
Oh, they can become a guest. Just inbox me. It's not hard to reach me. I'm on Facebook, Angela Marshall. You can always reach me. Instagram, I think is for Angela Marshall. Most stuff is Angela Marshall or Angela Michelle with one L. But you can always reach out to me, and I will definitely, work with getting you on my show. Right now, we're taking a little sabbatical, but we will get you on. Trust and believe that. And how did I overcome it? Chloe, it was not easy. People say, you talk like you've never missed a beat. You don't scared. You don't look nervous. I'm nervous every time I'm getting ready to get on anything. Anytime I got to talk in front of people, I'm nervous. But once I get to talking, it really calms down. But how I had to build my confidence in myself. And it came through being a hairdresser. Talking to my clients is where I began to become more comfortable talking to people. I can't say I did any of it on my own. It was me just constantly communicating with my clients. And that's where it started. But where I got comfortable talking in front of people outside of my clients was when I went to work for Deadly Products, which is a Black hair company. And I was a hair platform artist for them. I taught chick classes, and I was on the stage doing hair shows. And so that's how I actually because let me tell you, I used to be over there clicking in the corner, clicking in the eye, and hoping they would come to me. Like, let everybody else keep talking. And then they were like, what you doing over there, Miss Angela? And I'd be like, oh God, I got to talk in front of these people. And I had to explain whatever I was doing on stage. And so that's what began to break that cycle in me. And let's be clear, again, I'm very nervous no matter what. I'm still very nervous, but I just pray every time I get ready to start, I get up there and do what I need to do.
So is it that those communication skills that they help you to overcome? Do you think those same skills translated in as being an entrepreneur, that those help
Absolutely. You're
basically
going to
work?
have to. You're going to have to
Mm,
use those communication skills. It does help you, excuse me. It does help you as you continue to grow. You have to,
mm,
use those communication skills to help you move forward. It's not going to be overnight. I cannot tell you that you can do this, bang, I got it. Every day I work at it. Every day. Every day. How to overcome challenges to be becoming an entrepreneur. One, surround yourself with other entrepreneurs.
that's
Cannot
big.
surround yourself only with people who work a job every day and don't know what the entrepreneurial life is like. You've got to surround yourself with people, even if they failed in their business. Even if they failed in their business, you have to surround yourself
Hmm.
with other entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who are trying to go somewhere, entrepreneurs who are trying to do something. That's what you have to do in order to get the mindset. I know what it is for businesses to be successful. I know what businesses is to fail and still overcome the failure. And it's not like it's a failure in the sense that, oh, she was horrible, he was horrible in their business. It was just sometimes you got to evolve. Like even with this whole pandemic, businesses had to really evolve and do some different things. I
Yeah.
thank God that we were able to manage through this pandemic the way we did. I'm grateful for it because everybody did not.
Hmm. And how did you do that? Like how did you adapt? And you stayed current to the times that were changing,
Oh
especially
my
with the
gosh.
I know that was difficult.
Well, honestly, Chloe, what was so helpful was that I literally had just bought this program that we're on, the platform, when that happened. Before they really shut everything down, I had just bought the program. Hadn't really learned it yet, but it was the best thing because then we were able, when people got on the shutdown, lockdown, we could still have shows going on. People
Mm,
could come to the radio station, still do the shows virtually, in person. I
wow.
didn't have that capability before that. You know what I'm saying? So when we had just bought it in, like, I think I bought it in January. In March, we were shut down. And it was the best thing. And we managed through that whole pandemic.
Yeah.
And actually, we ended up getting business during the pandemic. People wanted to do shows, people wanted to talk. So
Mm,
it just worked out for us. And I was truly grateful with the people that were on board and the different shows we were having. And we did lose some shows. I'm not going to tell you we didn't because people were scared. So we did lose some shows, but we ended up gaining shows and had some really good shows and shows that people were really interested in seeing. And so it worked out really well for us. And some businesses had to evolve like that during that pandemic.
so we could say number one, in overcoming challenges to becoming an entrepreneur, surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, other leaders. I would say number two, be adaptable, like how Angela Marshall has just exposed or demonstrated. Be adaptable in terms of how you maneuver your business. How are you able to reach your clients, reach your audience? So I agree. I'll let
Yeah.
the business expert take it away. Give me number three.
Yes, honestly, those were two great points that you have to open yourself up for change
Mhm.
because your business may have been, you have to think about it, before the pandemic, some people weren't doing nothing on online. And like I try to tell people, texting is good, virtual text stuff, things like that, but you need to have a website, even if it's just a landing page. People
Mhm.
need to be, as you know, a couple of weeks, what was it, 2 weeks ago, with Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, WhatsApp, all of that stuff went down. We couldn't do nothing for a whole day. I'm gonna tell you, I had people calling me up, freaking out, like Chloe, like going off because none of the networks were working, and that's how most of their businesses was running. But if you had a website, a landing page where people can still get in connection with you, that's what is important when it comes
Mhm.
to doing business. So you have to have another means outside of Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. All of those are wonderful platforms.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, all of those things are wonderful platforms. But if they decide today and say, we gonna shut all this down. We just tired of all this stuff. We tired of the lawsuits. We tired of this. We tired of that. Guess what? Some
Right.
people would be lost with their businesses because they don't have a website, they don't have a landing page, they don't have anything to connect their people. Maybe some people have emails, and emails are good. But you got to think about it. People sometimes let that stuff go to the junk. So if you can do that, build yourself a landing page, and eventually you can get to a full size website, but start somewhere small.
Exactly.
Audience, do you have a landing page or website? Yes, that is a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
A lot of people in the
Because that
comments
is
are resonating.
important. Go ahead, Chloe.
I said a lot of people in the comments are resonating. I mean, we've got Val Jenkins, and she says, "Me, I was so lost." She also had to come together and adapt with the changes as
But
well.
she's an overcomer. She's one of the ones she
Yeah.
would easily transition. So, she's not one that's hard to work with. But when you got that person who's stuck in that mind, that mom and pop kettle thing, and don't have the mind to want to change. See, Val, she good people. She one on one. She gonna change. She gonna change with the times. She gonna figure it out. She might not always be like, all right, I got it all, but she gonna figure it out. And she brings people like us together. We all work together. She was one of my best radio shows on my station. Not that all of them weren't great, but like they had Friday nights kicking off. Like a lot of radio stations don't have a lot going on Fridays. I'm gonna just tell you, most radio stations don't have a lot going on Fridays, but they rocked Worldwide Flava Network on Fridays. I'm gonna tell you, and that is so important when you have great shows that can do stuff like that. But when it comes to being an entrepreneur, you have to think outside the box. You got to change your mindset, and your mindset can't stay where it is when you had this pandemic hit us out of nowhere. Hit us out of nowhere. Businesses that didn't have no network, didn't have no websites. They used to people walking in off the street. They had to make a difference. They had to get on Facebook, say we still open. They had to do different stuff. You got to be open for different stuff. And when I say stuff, that's what business, that's what comes with entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Stuff. There's nothing, you can't pinpoint anything, Chloe, because
Right.
stuff happens. That's the best way to put it when it comes. Smooches to you, baby. Val and I, love her to life. She's been right there through the ups and the downs, through the challenges, and still encourage the word in me. And that's what you need when you're dealing with other entrepreneurs, whether they're nonprofit or profit business. Have a variety of entrepreneurs, not just for profit businesses, but nonprofit businesses as well. You want those type of entrepreneurs in your circle, and you got to look at that. And doesn't always have to be in the state of Maryland. Talk to people outside of Maryland. Like this weekend was phenomenal, Chloe. Being around so many radio hosts and radio station owners was absolutely phenomenal. Meeting all of those radio hosts from different cities and different states, and I mean, doing great things. And so that's what whatever your business is, whatever it is, not just have those type of entrepreneur friends, but do you need people that like Val Jenkins is she's a nonprofit. Okay. But we all bring different things to the table to help one another with their businesses. That's just what we do. And that's what, the Women's Leadership Forum is all about. That's what they do. They help us. When I walk away with so much that I can feast off of when I go to anything that has been hosted by the Women's Leadership Forum. I go away with so much. And so I can only encourage you, if you're not a part of us, get a part of us.
Leading on to that, stay tuned because I want to drop something at the end of the show.
Yes.
If you're trying, this is an easy opportunity to win $1,000 by simply pitching your business idea, your best business idea. I want to let you guys know more information about this event that we're hosting next month. So stay tuned on that.
Absolutely. We got some great things coming up. And before you know it, it'll be March and we'll be right into our conference. This past year was all virtual. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing virtual and in person this coming year, but no matter what it is, you're going to learn from it. You're going to grow from it. If you are looking to grow, you have to have the mind. You have to have the mind to want to do different with your business. You cannot continue to run your business the way it's always been running. You got to open yourself for new stuff. And so for the competition, it's before October 31st. So that's this coming Sunday. So you need to hurry up and get your pitch in and do whatever you need to do in order to take your business to the next level.
Actually, an edit. November 5th is our last day to register. So
okay.
On Friday, next Friday, get your registration in and register for the pitch competition, the Women's Leadership Forum. We're hosting free 8-week virtual workshops for business training. It'll help you map everything from brand consultation, for business planning, financial consultation. I'm sorry, I'm saying the same things over and over again. But if you go ahead and you register, you will have access to all 8 workshops. And at the end, if you complete all, you can pitch your business idea for the chance to win $1,000. And you can come out with brand customization. You'll come out with financial planning. You'll come out with business coaching. All of that by simply just investing in, not even investing, but just taking the time to perfect your skill sets at the Women's Leadership Forum pitch competition. I will be dropping the link in the chat so people can click on that.
Awesome. Yes, we got some great things. And I know we have shows that are on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please tune into those other shows as well. We have some great shows. I watch sometimes live, and sometimes I can only catch part live, but then I go back and watch them later on. But they are so informational. And for some women, sometimes, and men, sometimes you just need somebody to give you some, relax the mind and, think differently. And, the coaching that goes on, be open to coaching, be open to all of that. And they have different shows that give you what you need. We have some food shows. We had I'm not sure if we still have the exercise show. I missed that one. I'm not sure if we still have the lady who was doing the exercise yoga thing. So she was doing some great things. I was like, the first couple of times I was just sitting here watching her, but I did get into doing the summertime. I was like, she looked good doing that.
And if you're more interested in health and wellness, then you really
in health and wellness. Absolutely.
Yes, in March.
Absolutely. So again, we got the Women's Leadership Forum is coming up in March. So get it yourselves together. Go look on our website. That is the forward at WLF.org.
.org.
Yes, go check out the website. Go sign up so you can get all the latest news and any updates that are coming through so that you know what's going on within the Women's Leadership Forum. Oh my gosh, this time goes by so fast, Chloe. My goodness.
Good show. Thank you so much for all this insightful information.
Absolutely. I just want us entrepreneurs to do better. And we have to be accountable. No, every entrepreneur is not going to do everything right. But what I do encourage people is that when you find something that's not right, talk to the owner. Don't get on Facebook. Don't get on these social medias and try to downplay somebody's business. Don't do that. Whatever you do, go to the owner. Talk to the owner. You don't understand how you can make a difference. And even if they're not very receptive, sometimes it's not receptive when they first hear it. But when they sit back and they listen and they think about what is being said, they then look and say, wait a minute, maybe she was right. Maybe she was right. Maybe I need to look at this a little different.
Yeah.
I have a mother who's not into world technology at all. This pandemic done pushed my mother to a whole nother level. I still ain't got her changed to a phone, but I got her. She's better with the computer. She's better with the technology stuff. She's better with that stuff. And that's what we do as in business. We help better one another by sharing. It's not to downplay the business, but let's not downplay people's, what's going on. You don't know what it took for them to get the business, what it's taken for them to keep the business. But what I can encourage you to do is if you share what something can be a positive to their business, you can help them move their business in a different direction. And so let's be an encourager to men and women who are trying this entrepreneurial world because it's not easy.
Yeah.
People think I can set my own schedule and I can do your own thing. No, not with some businesses. When you in certain businesses, let's be clear. I was a full-time entrepreneur one time. And that full-time entrepreneurship can really do a number on your schedule because you got to be available to your client if you want to keep the clients.
I know that we're supposed to be wrapping up this show, but I want to ask this one last question because now it's on me. How do you manage your work-life balance? I mean, how are you juggling this? I see that you're an entrepreneur, you're a devout churchgoer, you've got all these outside plans. How are you keeping it together?
Wow, Chloe, the second person, the gentleman asked me last night, he was like, Angela, first they said, oh, you're back in town. Because I was in Atlanta this weekend. And so I was like, yeah, y'all know I wouldn't miss last night. And so I was at church and two of my friends was doing their initial sermons. And so, of course, I was there. But what I do is I try to tell people, your calendar becomes your best friend. This phone, that's my world. It has my calendar. And it has my whole life. Each area, each email has its own calendar. Everything is in one calendar so I can see. And like I tell people, if you want me at something, if you want me to host something, you want me there, whatever, if it's on my calendar, I'm there. You don't have nothing to worry about. And so I tell people, keep a good calendar. Always make sure you be on time for the stuff you're on time. You need to be on time for. Be vigilant in your schedule. And when you need to take a break, you take your break and stick to taking your break. And then you say, you know what? Soon as I'm finished my break, that means if your break is for a whole month, if you're not doing anything, then you take your break for the whole month and you say, hey, I'll be start scheduling things on this day. If you want to get on my schedule, this is what you need to do. Send me an email, do this, that, and the other. So I work my balance out like that. And then when, of course, unfortunately, when you have unforeseen situations with your family members get sick and things like that, you do have to adjust. But then you hope that the people that you're working with, those things do adjust, because right in the midst of taking some breaks, I had to deal with sick family members and doing what you have to do. So you just have to really stick to your calendar, be vigilant in your health and wellness. That means if you say you're not doing nothing this weekend, you stay in the house and don't do nothing.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's for me personally.
Yes.
So I've heard 3 important things that I'm big on recapping before we all exit. 3 important things I heard. For overcoming challenges to becoming an entrepreneur, you want to surround yourself with other leaders, surround yourself with other entrepreneurs. And advice from Val Jenkins on Facebook, she says, surround yourself with better people, better entrepreneurs, so you can learn from those on top of you.
Absolutely. Yes.
And number 2, we want to open yourself up to change. You want to make sure that you're adaptable in case, perilous times, unpredicted times like the pandemic last year approach and hit your business. You know that you can still get up and move on, like Angela Marshall did with the Worldwide Flava Network that we're tuning into. Okay. And then the last important thing that I really am going to take away too, your calendar is your best friend. So
best friend.
That is my recap for you guys today with the Women's Leadership Forum.
Thank you.
Thank
this
you.
Has been awesome, Chloe. Thank you so much. I look forward to us working together again next month. And again, don't forget to go sign up on the WLF.org website. Sorry, it was like I was about to say Worldwide Flava Network, and that's why I was like trying to get it all in, but you can check out worldwideflavanetwork.com as well. But we want you to definitely go to the WLF.org to sign up to get our emails with the Women's Leadership Forum, because it is going to be imperative. And don't think that men are not a part of us, because we do have some men that attend some of our stuff too. But we do make it about the women's because we want to continue to grow us together.
And just like that, we are tuning out, guys. So thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.